Today I am going to show you tomato shorba and shahi gosht korma. Now, when you say about tomato shorba and shahi gosht korma, we will start with the ingredients for tomato shorba. I'll put it for boiling and then we will start with the shahi gosht korma. Okay. Now for the tomato shorba, I am going to use tomatoes which are washed and cut into big chunks. I am going to add it in the dekchi. I'll show you this later on. This dekchi I am going to add. I am going to add garlic which is peeled in this. Then it is ginger which is finely chopped. Then it is chilies which are finely chopped. Actually there is no need of fine chopping all these things because in the puree, when you are cooking it, in the puree it forms into a pulp. So no need of chopping. Here you can chop it roughly. I am putting some peppercorns. Okay. Then little cardamom and cloves in the form of garam masala. Okay. So this is the thing. Additional thing I am going to add in this is little ginger garlic paste. We can put roughly chopped chilies and ginger because anyways we are going to cook it, boil it and puree it. So there is no need of chopping green chili and ginger. Here it was chopped, so I have added the chopped thing. Okay, then I have added, as I told you, I am adding cloves, little cloves, okay, little cardamom and little peppercorns in the form of garam masala. Okay, now I am going to add water in this and we are going to put it on the flame. I have added 1 mug of water. Why? Because just to cover the tomatoes, because tomatoes itself will give out a lot of water. So when it comes to boil, as and when we are cooking it, we will adjust the water in the form of consistency. The reason is this shorba is a very patla, strong flavored stock which is usually done with the tomatoes. So I am going to keep this on the flame for cooking. Now, we will start with the mutton. Okay, the mutton, you know that the mutton is cut into big chunks. It is marinated in dahi, ginger garlic paste and little salt, very little salt, not more. So the mutton is marinated already yesterday. For the vegetarian people, as I told you, the main course we are going to use the paneer in the same gravy. Okay, we are going to use ginger garlic paste, ghee, dash of turmeric. Actually it is optional. If you want to use it, use it. If you don't want to use it, don't use it. This is a mace and cardamom powder. Then this is garam masala powder. Okay. Additional thing what we are going to use to make it more rich is poppy seed paste and cashew nut paste and curd. This is the curd. How we are going to start with the mutton. Now in the curry, in the pan, immediately I will switch on to that side. So we can see how I am going to get it done. Only thing is I am going to start with the onions. So we will take ghee, we will add onions to that. We will golden brown the onions. After the onions are golden brown, then I am going to add ginger garlic paste. Turmeric I will not add. We will see later if it is required we will add. So I am going to make it in the white color. So ginger garlic paste, then I am going to add the poppy seed paste and cashew nut paste. Cashew nut paste can be added later. So poppy seed paste I will add, saute for a while, then I will add the whisk curd, okay, and then make a masala. We will shift to the gravy and we will start with the gravy. I am going to add the ghee. Let the ghee melt. You know, when you say about shahi gravy, people always like to make it in the pure ghee. So even I am using the pure ghee. When we make it in the large scale, we will use the vanaspati fat. Here we are not going to add any additional garam masala in the beginning, because we are going to add garam masala powder and mace and cardamom powder later on after the gravy is done. Chalu? Yeah. The ghee is hot. I am going to add onions. Always check the gas, whether you have kept it on a high flame or a slow flame. Here I am going to be near the flame, so I can keep the flame high and brown the onions. After the onions are brown, we will proceed with the other things. We will check the tomatoes, whether they are getting cooked. See? Aha! Amazing flavor of spices and ginger garlic. Trust me, Indian cooking, it is a blend of beautiful flavors of spices and ingredients. It has started turning golden brown. Stir it. Okay, now these onions are golden brown. I am adding ginger garlic paste. Always when you are adding the things, your flame should be slow. Lightly mix it. Then I am adding this nutmeg and mace powder. It is garam masala powder and poppy seed paste. This gravy is also very simple gravy, but very nice. And stir it. Now what I am going to do is, after the gravy is done, the masala is done, I will remove some masala for the paneer, for the main course, that is the vegetarian main course. Vegetarian main course and the substitute. This poppy seed paste you have seen in the video how it was done. So I am not going to show you that. And saute a little while. Then I am going to add the curd. Mix it lightly. See, very rich. It itself is showing very rich color. Now you understood why I am not going to add turmeric in this, because it itself will give a beautiful color because of the mace and cardamom powder. In between I am going to saute this, and we will cook it till it gives out the rogan. Rogan is the oil which we have added deep, which comes in the form of a layer of oil, floats on top. Okay, so we will cook it. Later on I will remove some masala for the paneer. We will go back and check the tomatoes. Tomatoes are cooked. So now what I am going to do is, I will remove this, switch off the flame and keep this for cooling. Now cooling means I will strain this in a soup strainer and then it will be kept for cooling. Only thing is, we will retain the liquid to adjust the consistency for the shorba. Now our rogan is done, so I am adding cashew nut paste to this. A little white pepper powder and mix it. See, very rich gravy in few ingredients we usually have at home. going to remove some because I have to show the paneer. So I am going to remove some masala for the paneer, and we will start with the paneer later on. I am going to put the mutton in this along with the marination and mix it. This is the time I am going to add the salt and cook the mutton. Little salt. Finally, when the mutton gets done and the paneer gets done, we are going to add three things which are dominant in this gravy. Those are kevda water, almond slivers and garam masala powder. Paneer. I am adding this paneer and little water. And a little salt. Okay, and after the paneer is done, we will get it to a boil. Then we will add kevda water and almond slivers and finish off with the dish. I am going to add kevda water a little bit for the flavor, and we are going to add the almond slivers. I will show you the presentation later. Our shorba is done. Okay, I have adjusted the salt, so I am pouring it in a glass. It's a starter. Okay, I am putting little mint leaves, little coriander and a dash of lime juice. You are not going to stir it. This is a shorba which is ready for presentation. Now I am going to show the paneer and then the mutton. This is the paneer what we have done. This is the paneer what we have done. So for the presentation, and a little garnish of coriander. And almond slivers. You can see this, we have not added water. See, you can see this, that rogan has come on top and we have not added water at all. So whatever liquid is there, that is because of the mutton. So I am going to put the mutton, very nicely cooked mutton. There is a Shahi mutton. Again, coriander leaves and almond slivers. This is our mutton, that is a Shahi mutton, Shahi Gosht Korma. These are the three things what we have done. Okay, I'm presenting this separately because I'm not showing it in one plate. Okay. So this is the Shahi mutton gosht, Shahi gosht korma. This is Shahi paneer, and this is shorba. Come and have.